Hi, this is Callie,
Hey guys, this is Dora.
and we are from the Story Cloth Shop, and today we are going to go through how we store Hmong clothes. A lot of times how I grew up storing Hmong clothes was in suitcases. My mom would have, a couple of suitcases, and she would have all of the Hmong skirts and Hmong shirts, and then on top of that, she would have the sao and just different pieces of the outfit on top of each other without, much care. And so we wanted to kind of go through that and just, talk about some ways that you can improve how you take care of your Hmong clothes.
Yeah.
So
We figured, buying these pieces of Hmong clothes, it's an investment. And so what do you do with the things that you invest? You take good care of it, right? You want it to last long. And being something that we pass on to our younger, the younger generation or your children, you want to be able to give it away, in the best form possible. And so Callie's going to share with us some of her own personal ways of how she stores her Hmong clothes, and I'm excited to find out. And probably do the same thing with mine too, because I know all my clothes have been stored, like you said, in a luggage or baggage in the back of like an attic or the back of the closet somewhere, all just jumbled and folded, but just jumbled in one suitcase. And
and some of these pieces are handmade, and there's just a lot of history behind it. And so how do we maintain some of that history with all of the intricate needlework and the beading? It's something that for me is important for us to pay extra attention to. And like Dora mentioned, it's not cheap. Like I think a full outfit could be $140 to $200. And then when you think about the sao and like the hats and all the different pieces that go with it, it can really add up. And especially like you also mentioned, being able to pass it down and passing it down in a condition that is still maintainable for the next person, instead of just giving them something. And I've definitely noticed that some of my hats, the beadings come off, and so I think that's going to be a process to like find the exact bead and trying to repair that, because I think for me, I could just go and buy a new hat, but I think the history of the pieces is really important to me, and so just making sure that I take care of those each and every piece of my outfit. So okay, let's get started.
Let's dive in.
So these are the garment bags, and again, like the way that my mom gave me all my Hmong clothes was in a suitcase, and so I had them in the suitcase, for a long time, and then I started, as I was pulling them out this year, thought, man, like these are such, just beautifully done, and I started to see that some of them started yellowing and just kind of
discoloring.
Yeah, exactly, and I thought it doesn't help that they're sitting there together, just mush up on top of each other. And so I found these garment bags, and they're just from Amazon, and they basically, so these are actually pretty long. I don't remember how long these are, but they have like the shirt sizes, but I knew that I was going to hang not only the tops but also the skirts. And so I wanted them to be a lot longer. So as you can see, there's like the skirt. They're
definitely like mid-dress to coat size.
Yeah. And then it zips pretty much all the way down. And the hangers I use are just, for the shirts I use some of the felt hangers. But this one, it was just like my plastic hanger that I got from like the store. And so I just hang them up and try to keep the skirts together so that the pleating stays together. And I think that that's really important too, of just like making sure. And you probably can't tell, but Dora can. It's like you can see some of the discoloration that's happened already, especially on the white skirts. And I just was like, oh, I really want to maintain this, because I don't even know, like if I can dry clean it or anything like that. And so I don't know. But if this is something that I wanted to pass my daughter, I mean, if I just left it in the suitcase, I'm pretty sure in like 10 or 20 years it would not be in a very good shape. And so the great thing about this particular garment bag is that it's not see-through, but it's like I don't know what's the word for it, but you can see it.
Transparent?
Yeah. So you can see enough in it that you don't have to, pull it out. You can just kind of glance at it and see what the color is of the different outfits that you have in there. And so that's the skirt, and I have some more skirts in here. And then let's pull this one out that has all of these really, really pretty beading. And this one is velvet, right? Is that just the velvet material? And then it's got these like super intricate beading. And the nice thing about keeping them apart from your other clothing is that they're not gonna, pull on your other pieces of clothing, because all of this like is not completely down. And so if you have it with your other, like your skirts or another top that has very intricate beading, it's gonna catch with the other one and just completely ruin it. And I mean, trying to find, like a green, one of these green beading, I'm not even sure, how I could just be like, I just need one of those to repair my jacket.
I think if we've all, have worn a Hmong outfit before with lots of like beading, we all know like how everything just snags on like the intricate beadings and the trims because of like the sharp points to the trimming and stuff like that. Yeah. So I like that you are separating them and storing them separately.
And
from
then,
the skirts and stuff.
Grab this one. And so this one is, I really like this one.
Yeah.
And so it's got like these hanging beadings and, all of these like pretty like just detail up here. And I just wanted to keep it all separated and that it's not getting pulled. Because I know I have a hat that definitely,
it's tangled up.
Yeah. And so it's just important to keep it in really good condition by themselves. And these are supposed to be breathable. So allowing that air to come in, but also protecting it from, any mold or any moisture. So I think that is pretty much it for that. Again, these are from Amazon, and they're just like the garment bags, and we'll put all the links, like the exact links, so you can find these. But I feel like this would be really nice just to be able to stick this in my closet and know that they're protected, know. And so that's what I'm going to do, just keep it in like the side of my closet that I don't, have constant everyday access to. But knowing that they're all together and protected from, snagging any other of my clothing. So, yeah.
If you think about it, like if a lot of you guys have the original like hemp, like indigo dyed like skirts, in your own closets, I would assume like with moisture, the color gets transferred a lot, which kind of like shows in actually the skirt that you were just holding. So I love this idea of just storing them separately from one another and preventing that, and that just means a longer wear and and it's longer lasting as well too.
Okay, well let's move on to the hats.
So
so I really like this hat box I got. This is from the Container Store, and it's just this, it's kind of like a hard plastic, right? It's got a scallop-shaped lid to it, and again, it holds its shape really well because it's that hard plastic, and it's the perfect size for like these kind of hats. So depending on like your head size and such, you might need a bigger one. So this is a medium, and they have a small, medium, and large. And so I just love that I can see right through this. I know exactly what's in here, but I can also store it up top of my closet and know that it's protected and it's not gonna get pulled, because as you can see, like these are all stringy, and so if it comes loose, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna affect the other pieces as well. So
I love that you found a clear hat box, because when you think of hat boxes that you buy from like Michael's or Ross or whatever, like they have a lot of prints on them, really funky and stuff like that, which is cute, but then it's not realistic or practical, because it's like when you want to go look for things, you're gonna have to pull everything down and open up all the boxes. Whereas this, you can just pull it out, you know what you want, and you can just use it.
So I have this one, and then I do have another hat that is this style. So this is a style hat, and so it's a lot wider. The circumference is larger, and so it wouldn't fit in like a that hat box type, even if it was a large size, I'm pretty sure. And so the box that I found is this one also from the Container Store, and as you can see, it has that clear flap. Yep.
You can pull it open.
Yeah.
You can stack boxes on top, and you don't have to pull any boxes down, but slip the hat right in like that, and just close it shut.
Yep. And you can see what hat is in there.
One thing we were talking about earlier too is, you know, if you want to utilize the extra space up here, you could probably store another goma mongsho on top, or even the ones, the turban ones, the purple ones in the middle, and utilize that extra space too, so that you get the most out of the storage box.
Right, and this is magnetic, so it's really, I mean, it's just really easy to, you know, if it's on top, like where I would store this is probably on the top shelf, and so then all I would need to do to grab it is just pull this down instead of, you know, grabbing this whole box, because it's a pretty sizable box, I would say. And so all I would have to do is just pull this down and just grab my hat without having to bring this completely down. So I think that's really nice. And there is, so this comes in this color and then beige as well, and I'm sure they'll come out with different colors, but really like these boxes.
I really like that too.
Yeah, and then you had mentioned stacking the boxes, and so the great thing about doing that is that you do save on a lot of space, because this one that we were looking at does have, you know, extra space for other pieces of clothing, and so instead of just having one per box, you know, I think if you can use something like the acid-free tissue paper, and you can just put it on top of the other so that they don't touch, I think that's a great way to utilize that extra space. So, and then another use that you can have for this paper is wrapping some of your other items. And so, of course, we not only just have the outfits, but we also have, I'm going to see if I can move this. So, and this is a box that I kind of have for like all of my other stuff. So, like the shea, the the wraps, you know, the like all that stuff is just in here. And so, how I'm going to utilize the tissue paper is really just to wrap it around each piece of clothing, so that they are not touching each other and that they are free from, especially the style, you know, making sure that I wrap that. And I know there's different types of tissue paper, so I would say look for the Unbuffered acid-free, because I wouldn't just like go to the store and get tissue paper. Like there's
gift wrapping tissue
exactly, yeah, because it's important for it to, you know, keep your jewelry from tarnishing and from, you know, all your fabrics from just picking at each other. And so, like I have, and here I have like my money bag, and so, you know, when we think about the coins, and, you know, all of these need to be maintained, and I mean, I can definitely see the wear, you know, like just is definitely worn down, and so protecting that, you know, because this is a piece that, you know, has a lot of history and a lot of stories behind it, and so I think it's important for me to maintain that and to keep it in top shape. So
and I mean, if you look at the back of this, you can see it was a handmade one, you know, and I love that. They put the laminate on top of it, you know, to protect the embroidery.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think I just never even thought about it, but it's like the care that, you know, like whoever it was that put this, you know, whether it was my mom or my grandma, I think the care that they put into this, and then the fact that, you know, like even for my mom, right, the fact that she just then stored it in a suitcase, right, it's just like this probably took, you know, back in like Thailand and stuff, this probably took, you know, like time to get it made, and so I think just respecting the fact that that's time consuming, it's a hand piece made, and really just giving it the respect that it needs. So. And then I have, you know, my other stuff, like, so this is the plang, like, I have this one, and then I have another one that's just, like, this color. But this is, you know, and this is like stuff that I don't want to bleed onto other color, you know, other pieces. Especially, you know, most of my stuff in here are pretty dark, but you know, if I had something that was lighter, I don't want over time for this color to kind of rub on the other pieces. You know?
Well, in this texture, you know, the texture that we really like to gear towards, tumo, shias around our waist, is always a much thinner, and so this material gets snagged a lot. You know, especially with like the metals, the sharp, you know, like the chime, with like the chime looking, you know what I mean, like on some of the Hmong clothes, it always messes up this material. So to kind of keep it separate, if you guys have the space in your home to like separate it by, you know, material, like keeping all the metals together and all the fabric together, you know, all your skirts together and all your shirts together, like that's the more, I would say that's like a really great thing to be able to incorporate. Because like when you think about, these are like our treasure, like these are like, you know, things that we get to like cherish if we choose to, you know, and take good care of it. And I think that, you know, like caring for our Hmong clothes has been kind of like this lost appreciation for just the cultural wear that we have, you know. And there's so many, like, especially if you had grandmas and great grandmas that like hand sewed you know, your outfits for you, like what a great way to honor them by hanging them up, putting them in your closet so you can see them and appreciate them on a daily instead of once a year, or like, you know, taking care of like these things that you would normally not care so much about, but it'd be easier to access, you know?
And definitely, like, if space is an issue, like, again, putting them in these garment bags, and then just stick them in the back of your closet, you know? If that's all you have, like, that's all the space you have, that works perfectly fine. And that's why these garment bags are so great, is that I can just, you know, I can push them all together and, you know, not worry about it. And then also, like, all the boxes, like, get the boxes and, you know, get the ones that are stackable. You know, there's definitely products out there that aren't stackable and doesn't hold, but I would say look for the products that are a little bit, you know, maybe cost a little bit more, but are better quality and are going to last longer and will hold your stuff and protect your clothing. So okay, well, we would love to hear about how you currently take care of your clothes, and, you know, even if this video inspires you to, you know, look at your clothes a little bit differently, we love to hear about it. This is, you know, a process that we want to continue and just, you know, be mindful of and you know, really take care of our clothing and our heritage and what it means to us. And we will put all of the links, the exact links to all these different products that we talked about, so that you can access them. And
you'll find them down below the video. And let us know what you guys do, how you guys store your clothes, your all the silverware, like the jewelry, yapao and stuff like that. I know that when you get married, I know my mom gave me like gold earrings, and so like share the different types of ways you guys store it. Maybe we might steal some of those ideas and use them for ourselves too. So
absolutely. Cool. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.